Okay, I'm going to start the recording and the floor is yours, Nilbert.
All all right. Thank you, George. Good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Signing in from a very cloudy San Diego morning today. How's everyone doing today? It's still part of the like beginning of the week, so we still have a kind of like a lot of chances this week to continue working on our power of three. Is it power of three? Did I yeah, it's power of three, right? Yeah, because we had core three and then a power of three.
Yeah,
I was just listening in on the huddle earlier from before this one at Christine's. I think they're going to be on shortly as well, transferring from that to here. Irene just did her Power of Three, and it's really an amazing promo that develops good habits. But okay, so before we get into today's topic, anyone have anything exciting to share? Any events they want to promote, or any advancements, any new brand ambassadors or team members they want to welcome? Feel free to unmute and chime in. I know people have been traveling all over the place, Dallas and Chicago and all that. Uh, so anyone have anything exciting to share? Okay, well, I was mentioning earlier when right as I logged on, there were still only a few people on. We had a great event in San Diego yesterday. It was our monthly event in San Diego, part of our efforts to, really definitely grow the local area.
yeah.
And we had,
It's okay if I say something really quick. Yesterday, we
yeah,
forgot
George.
to recognize the new advancements. We have, let's see, make sure I had it here on the screen. We have, let's see, three new three stars. We have Jackie Craver and Diane Oji. And then we have one new two star is Shanko Sands. She was sponsored by Kimberly. I don't know. I hope Kimberly Star. I hope I saying the right name. Then we have Maria Las. Also, those are the first names that I have. I don't have the full name of some of them. Karen Shable. I hope I'm not killing last names here. Katrina adds also one star. Lisa. Lisa Soto is also one star. In other words, we have let's see, two new three star, two new two star, and four new one star. Then a bunch of qualified ambassadors. There are so many I'm not going to go through, but I just wanted to make sure that I recognize those.
Congratulations to all the rank advancements. That's so exciting.
These
That's
are
how,
in our team. I'm sure in the other teams that I don't know, but this is
yeah.
in our team. I don't know the other team, but again, congratulations for the one that I didn't say anything because I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure we have more because I mean, this community is comprised of groups from so many different teams. So that's amazing. Congratulations to everyone who rank advanced. All right. Well, yeah, I'm just gonna finish off like I mentioned. We have a San Diego event every second Monday of the month. Yesterday, we were joined by Ken and Ryan, who belongs to the LA team with Samson and Kim, and they said, "Wow, it's so amazing to see other teams when they present and all that because they have ideas to take back with them. There's a lot of stuff that we do that they really wow we prefer doing it this way." So it really highlighted for me the importance of attending as many events as you can, even if it's not part of your, even if it's not hosted by your direct leadership, right? Because the more presentations you are able to hear or see, you get ideas. You get ideas of, oh, okay, maybe we can incorporate that in our own team presentation, right? So yeah. Okay. All right, one more call for anyone to if they want to share anything before we get into today's topic. Okay, so um, according to our schedule, today's topic is about creating your story. I know I've already basically provided training some time back about the importance of or the effectiveness of creating your story or having your story. We've said it over and over again. Facts tell and stories sell, right? But today it'll just be really, I'll just go a little bit into just to give you tips on how to create your story and kind of work that into your when you prospect or when you try to connect with your potential customer or brand ambassador, right? So everyone pretty much knows why your story matters, right? Because, as I mentioned, facts tell and stories sell. In our industry, people don't just buy products, all right? They buy into the people, the community. They buy into the emotions and experiences. Your story is actually the most powerful tool you have to connect, to inspire, and to grow your business, right? Yes, we have amazing products. We have the science behind the products, okay? We have an amazing and really powerful global e-commerce platform, right? To do business, to make money. But at the end of the day, people will join and do this with you because of the connection that you develop with them, right? Because of the trust that you build with them. And how you do that is actually through, being relatable to them. Okay. Uh, Sorry, I lost the, uh, okay, there we go. So people relate to real, authentic stories. Okay. When I say stories are important, I'm not saying, you need to make up a story. It has to be real. It has to be authentic. Okay. It has to be like based on your experience. That's why, as you probably all noticed that the formula we have for presentations and all that, especially the corporate sponsored presentations, okay, they always have testimonials in the end, right? 30-minute presentation, a quick overview of the company, the products, and the business. That's all good. That's all, a lot of information, boom, 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 right? But in the end, when you have the three testimonials, that's usually like what catches people's attention. Oh, this lady had this, was feeling like this and all that, but after this is how she is now. Or this person, after they discovered this opportunity, they've started to really create financial success for their family. Okay. Stories create trust and emotional connection. That's what it does. Okay. And your story makes you stand out from the competition. Like if they were considering two different companies, with two different what do you call that, wellness products or supplements and all that, your story would be the one that would make you stand out. The connection that you make and the trust that you build would be the one that would actually win the day. So there's a three-part formula to crafting your story, and I'm just gonna quickly go over that. And again, this is just kind of tidbits and basically something you can put in your toolbox, right? It doesn't not everyone can relate to like this is how you should do it. I'm not saying that this is how you should do it, but hopefully something in here will help you, and you can add that to like how you craft your own story. Okay. So step one is, always start to your before story, where you started. Okay. That one's easy, right? What was your life like before you discovered this opportunity? Whether, you got into it via the products or the business, right? For me, everyone kind of, I think everyone here knows my story. It was really the products that got me into this. And it was, it happened in such a way that I have no doubt that, like God made sure that I got introduced to this practice. I really wasn't looking. I didn't know that I was looking for this opportunity at all, right? It had to take a trip overseas where my wife and I got very sick. Like, so believe me, it wasn't a pleasant experience, right? But through that uh, like scenario, we met the lady that introduced me to the company because they introduced me to the products, and that's how we got into it. So it's a story that I always tell at the start of any presentation that I make, right? Because it basically gives people like, oh wow, that's that's like, for one thing, it's like it's so happenstance or it's so serendipitous, but it kind of makes sense. So, what challenges and struggles or frustrations did you face? Again, part of your before story, right? Again, for me, I have several medical conditions or had several medical conditions, as I would like to call it, right? That's how I lived my life, like for years and years and years after being diagnosed with several medical conditions when I was still active duty in the military. Keep it relatable and emotional. People connect to pain points, right? Basically, what that means is that, when you tell your story, people, can see themselves in that story. That could happen to me, or that's exactly what it is, that's how it is with me as well. Like that's how the connection is actually made. Okay. So, for example, before I found this opportunity, I was constantly tired, stressed about money. I felt stuck in my routine. I knew I wanted more, but I didn't know where to start. Now, that's just an example, okay? You can kind of tweak that or whatever, or you can apply that if it applies to you, or, completely change that, of course, if that's not the case for you. Step two, the transformation. What changed? Okay, so what changed? So how did you discover the product or business? I just told you a little bit, like how it happened for me, right? A friend introduced you, you were looking for I've heard it so many times where people were looking for something to really help them with their health because nothing was working, right? Or I've also heard this a lot where, people were, they had a 9 to 5 job, which, of course brings home the bread and everything, but, the time is all tied up. They barely have enough time to spend with their family. So they're looking to, for a way out. They're looking for something to do that will give them back their time. Okay. What was your aha moment? Right? When did you know that this is it for you? Like for me, there was actually like aha moment number one, and there was also aha moment number two, right? And how that happens is, so of course, after my wife and I experienced, the immediate relief from the products, like we were like, wow, how can something be this effective that fast, right? So that was the first aha moment. It actually drove me to really find out more about the company, about the products, and that's how I watched the presentation. And I found out there was a global e-commerce opportunity. And then my aha moment number two was that after 1 to 2 months of being on the products, I really felt the transformation health-wise. I was so surprised at how my numbers were improving that I knew from that point, this is my calling. This is where I needed to be because, again, if it helped me this much, then I know I can help so many other people. That was my aha moment number two, right? So, what is your aha moment? Okay. What actions did you take to start your journey? Again, I already covered that. Like, wow, okay, I need to find out more about this, right? So example, One day, a friend introduced me to, whether it's the product or the business. And I was skeptical at first, but after trying it and seeing real results, more energy, better finances, whichever applies, right? I realized this was something special, right? And then step three is the after story. Where are you now and your vision? Okay, what did you do after your transformation? Okay, how has your life changed since starting? I think I shared it with pretty much everyone here on this huddle, but I know I also even made a live or a video post on social media. So combined with, I've been under all of our wellness guardians, both internal and external, ever since the Visage line came out. And combine that with, I do eat very healthy and I do exercise. So my doctor has either reduced or removed almost all my prescription medication, right? And again, we always are careful about this. We always make sure to remind people that we don't, we don't make claims to treat, cure, diagnose, or prevent any kind of disease. But this is what happened to me. This is what happened to my life after just not even 2 years of being on this, right? So yeah, how has your life changed since either starting the products or doing the business or both? What benefits have you experienced? Health, finances, confidence, freedom, right? I can tell you right now, being, God's honest truth, when I started this, I had my mentors do so many presentations for me. I just listened and listened and listened because I couldn't, at that time, I never pictured myself actually doing the presentations yet, right, myself, and actually providing training like this. I wouldn't have had the confidence to do that at all. So that's another change for me, right? What is your vision for the future and how can others join you? Right? I want to share this with as many people as possible because I want to give them that opportunity to really have a chance to improve their health or improve their finances. Simple as that, right? It's as simple as that. It's not for everyone. They may say no. A lot of people say no still to this day, but I don't want to miss anyone, right? Example. Now, I wake up every day feeling energized. I'm growing a business from home, and I get to help others do the same. My vision is to help as many people as possible achieve the same freedom and confidence, right? I think that encapsulates it very well, don't you think? So, conclusion and call to action. Keep it simple and authentic. Like I said, you don't have to make up your story. Okay. Just look back at how you experienced it, how you got introduced to the opportunity, what changed, and how is your life now, right? Keep it simple, keep it authentic. Make it relatable so people connect to real stories, not perfection, right? Remember, we have this thing where we always make sure that everything we do is duplicatable, right? So that's in everything we do, and how you set up events, how you prospect, how you invite, and all that. Make it duplicatable. So we all have different skill sets. We all have different talents or strong points, or So some people are very comfortable doing this. Some people are very comfortable doing that. We leverage each other's talent, right? And don't be concerned about, oh, I can never be as good as whoever in doing this and doing that. You don't have to be, right? You just make your story relatable and real. People are not after perfection, believe me. They just want to be, oh, I can see myself in that story. That's the most important thing. Practice telling your story in 60 seconds. Now, I know that's kind of tough, but kind of like a real quick snapshot. This is where I was before, and then I discovered this, and this is what happened. 60 seconds, something like that. It's just a guideline, okay? So, challenge for those of you who are up to it, you can record a 60-second video sharing your story. You can post it on social media, or just share it with your team, or share it with a prospect. Totally up to you. Okay. So final thoughts. As you know me, I always love sharing like quotations and motivational like phrases and all that. So I did some research about the power of stories. Okay. Your story is the bridge that connects you to others. The more you share it, the more lives you'll impact. I truly believe this one. Like it is the more you share it, the more opportunities to really change someone's life. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller, and this is from Steve Jobs, okay? People don't buy what you do. They buy why you do it. Think of Kim, okay? Kim Hui, our master distributor, our leader, and all that. We all know she's ultra successful. First woman in this industry to earn over $1 million a month, month after month after month. If it was just that, okay, wow, okay, that's amazing. Like, right? But what really connects us with Kim, because we know she doesn't even have to do this anymore. And yet she's doing this. So why is she doing this? Why is she not just, enjoying her life in beautiful Sedona, just in peace and quiet? She's doing this because she has a vision to create a legacy company to help as many people as possible all over the world, right? People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. Tell the story of the mountain you climbed. Your words could become a page in someone else's survival guide. I love this one, right? You never know when you share your story of your success, your struggle, how you overcame a certain condition or whatever, right? It could be what someone else is, it could be the very thing that someone else is just looking for or waiting to hear in order to actually survive and make it. You never know, right? And this last one, people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. Okay. And that pretty much is a real, quick story or training on stories or how to create your story to this morning. So, all right. Well, I will open it up to anyone who wants to maybe take a stab at it, maybe share a little bit of their story or, any comments or feedbacks or questions. Feel free to unmute and chime in.
Nilbert, a few weeks ago, well, actually, with the introduction of massage, I started using it on the top of my head. I've always had a problem with basal cell carcinoma potential. And so I started using it in September, and I went to see my dermatologist in December, I think it was. And he said, Frank, I've never seen your head so shiny. And he couldn't find any, I don't know what they're called, nodules or whatever on the top of my head. He said, what have you been doing? I said, well, I've been using this massage. And he says, well, you keep it up. It looks like it's working. And then 6 months later, I went back to see another dermatologist because my previous dermatologist had retired. Every time I've been to a dermatologist, he's had to use whatever the frozen stuff was called on the top of my head to prevent my basal cell carcinoma. So when I went to see this second dermatologist, he said, I can't find anything to use, any reason to use the frozen stuff. So I published that story on Facebook, and lo and behold, a friend of mine from high school days, which is mega years ago, was paying attention to that story, and he said, Frank, I'd like to try that. That sounds fantastic. So he's now a part of my team member. He's another team member that has joined because of my story. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
There we go, Frank. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, they were able to relate to your experience, your before and after. That was just a perfect case or a perfect example of the slides that just went through a few minutes ago. Your before, your after, and what happened, and they got into your team. I mean, again, it's the stories that will stick with you can verbal vomit all the science you want on them, or you can like tell them, oh, you can make so much money and all that. But in the end, it's your story that will really relate and get them involved, right? Amazing, Frank.
Absolutely.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
And Frank, you
Thanks.
told the story in less than a minute. That shows that you don't have to have a soap opera, because sometimes I see people that they create a soap opera for the story, and it's why it's so important to keep the 3 steps: before, now, and future. Basically, that's what there's 3 steps of the story. Because and by the way, you can use those 3 steps for everything. You can use it when you are creating a reel if you are creating reels of videos, when you are posting on Facebook like Frank did, when you are talking to people. You can even create a very short for an elevator speech that you have way less than a minute. You have 30 seconds. But that, because your story, like Nilbert said, is what people are interested in the story. It doesn't matter how many that our products are in the PDR, really. In the long term, they matter. But right away, people want to hear your story before. But the stories, etc., they are reinforcements. But your story is so important. And if you are brand new, just tell somebody else's story. That's why we love to share stories, because you can say, oh, let me tell you what happened to me. I met this person that before, that now, and that person has so many goals, and I'm so excited. I want to start doing the same. And I'm sharing with you because I want you to do the same, basically.
Oh, exactly.
It doesn't have to be your own story. Yeah, great.
I saw Paige's hand was up. Paige?
Good morning, team. So I just wanted to share yesterday in San Diego was amazing. I love the team. You guys are firecrackers. You guys are, oh my gosh, just spirit fingers to you all. Yesterday I was able to share my testimonial again, and my team recorded me, and I was able to see myself, and it's just serving others is just an amazing thing for me. I love this space. I love this foundation that God has given us, and I just wanted to share that. I'm just fired up that everybody was coming to me, and I like you said, I'm learning to do it in a short period of time, but be in depth within that space. So I just wanted to share, everyone. Love you guys, and thank you so much for all your time pouring into me, and I appreciate everyone. Thank you for letting me share.
That's so beautiful, Paige. Thank you. Thank you. This community is just a wonderful group of, like-minded folks who all share the same passion. So that's amazing. Thank you, Paige. All right. Anybody else? All right. Well, I guess
Well,
we
Nilbert, you absolutely did a great presentation. We were a little late getting on, but you always are amazing. But it's really true. Stories sell, facts don't. I always say, sell the sizzle, not the steak. And, people can go to a convention, they can go to an event, and they hear all this knowledge, but what do? They come home, the only thing they remember is the stories, because it resonates with them. So tell your story, have fun, be authentic, exactly what you said. It's a fun business. And I love it. I love telling my stories. And even if you feel foolish or you tell silly stories, people go, they laugh. And people like to laugh and they go, oh gosh, if that person could do it, I could do it too. Make your job look easy. I don't try to be perfect at all. I fumble over things and this and that. And people go, oh my God, her story, she could really do this. I could do it too. You know, so just be authentic, really important. Okay.
Yeah,
Thanks,
perfection
Great
is,
Christine.
job. Always a
Yeah.
great job, Nilbert. You're an awesome leader and awesome presenter.
Oh, thank
perfection is
you.
overrated. Perfection is overrated. Don't try to
Yeah.
be perfect.
Yes.
As many times, by the way, if we try to be too perfect, it doesn't sound real. It sounds fake.
Yeah. Yeah. And people will say to me, what's the perfect script? And I said, well, it kind of changes with whoever I'm talking to and for the moment. And, you fumble over yours, but remember that people don't know what you're supposed to say anyway, right? So they don't know. So you may say one thing one time, and then next time you say something differently. And then pretty soon you say, oh, next time, I'm going to get that better. But it begins to flow but just be yourself, be authentic. I agree with George. I don't want any scripts. Blah, 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 blah. And everybody goes, boring. Or, people, the emotion in the stories are important. That's important. And make people laugh. People like to laugh. People don't, you know, after COVID, people want to hear stories and you're selling hope, selling dreams. They want to interact with people. So tell your story. Be excited. And I love Frank's today. That was great. He's on there talking about his head and his friends reach out. That is great. It wasn't, you know, he wasn't a doctor or had to be perfect. He just told his story. That is fantastic, Frank. Excellent. Good job. So
Yes.
don't be afraid.
One great example of just being off the cuff and just being very natural is actually Christine herself during our Las Vegas Pro Leadership Conference.
Mhm.
So Christine was called up. It was her time to speak. And, it was, we're kind of expecting, okay, Christine's going to give us her wisdom on, being in the industry for so long. And here's Christine telling us about like her love life with her husband. It was so enjoyable. We were like, again, being natural. And what this makes us is that it makes us real people. That's what it makes us, right? It makes us real people, so people can relate. People don't get intimidated. Oh, wow, I don't know if I could be like that, or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Like Christine said, oh wow, well, if that person can do it, then I can do it too, right? So
Yes, exactly. And that was a good point, Nilbert. I remember I start to teach, and then I got sidetracked. Something triggered, and I went off into selling. About my love life, and then everybody gets into it, and then they're all mesmerized. But then I intertwined how I was going to close my husband as a networker. I had good skills, always closing, and then everybody's laughing. And when David said, "Well, when can I see you again?" I said, he said, I said, oh, he said to me, he says, well, I need to see you again. And I met him on Match.com, and we went had dinner. He said, well, I got to see you again. I said, well, yes, when? And so I intertwined, always closing, as a networker. And then the love story. And then I started talking about, well, how did I meet him? And I went off in the rabbit hole. But I want to tell you, probably after leadership, the only thing they remember is my love story. They don't remember all the facts and the statistics and the motion. They're going home. A lot of the single people are going to go on to Match.com or something else or give them hope or whatever. But just be authentic, and it shows that I'm a real person too. You just want to be real. You don't want to be stuck up and stuffy.
yeah,
You just be authentic, and you are that, Nilbert. You have big heart written all over you, and people feel that.
thank
But
you.
don't worry about making mistakes. I do it all the time, And George knows that. We laugh about it. I said, oh my gosh, I don't even
We
know why I
do
said
all the
that.
time.
You know, I get over like, oh, how did I say that? Why did I say that? Oh my gosh, that was really ridiculous. But then as I'm repeating myself, then people think, gosh, she can do that. She can make $20 million and she just looks stupid. I guess I can do this too. You see, there's kind of a method to my madness, you know.
Amazing,
Hey.
amazing.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Jasmine, you have your hand up. Hey, Jasmine.
Hi, good morning. I'm driving to my yoga class, so I'm taking my video off for now, but I just wanted to give my gratitude to you, Nilbert and Lovey, and the whole team that came last night to the event in San Diego. Renee, she drove us down, Paige and I from the desert. We went out to San Diego. This is our second time. I know you guys have always driven out to Palm Desert to support our team, and it was just so encouraging to be there. Rochelle had 4 guests, and Ken had, he interviews ultra marathoners for his podcast, and he brought one of his people there. And it was just so encouraging that even there was a Kim Wee's old friend from college days, I think, that he came on stage in Vegas.
Yep.
Him and his friend in the furniture business came just to support us. And just being together and feeling the support and love and encouragement from this community has been just amazing. I feel really blessed that we get to all share in this mission together. And he even showed me Kim Lee's schedule that she'll be in Singapore the same week that I'm there in Singapore for my I'm doing like a training there before the competition in Malaysia, the world championships that I'm participating in. And so that was just a really cool connection to, have him there. Let me turn my camera on now that I'm in park. Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay, here I am. So yeah, I'm so grateful for you, for everybody on the team. Like I said, Rochelle, Paige, and all of you are just keep me going, inspired to share this mission with other people. And I'm working on my story right now, I guess, because I'm trying to connect people from my church and the business and even family members from Singapore and Malaysia that I know, so that when I'm there, I'm not, I'm there to compete for the world championships, but I'm also just hopeful that I'll be able to build a business out there, and that just makes my life feel so much more exciting than just my own little small world here in the desert. That I can make an impact globally is really exciting. So thanks for letting me share, and have a good day, everyone.
Oh, that's amazing, Jasmine. You know what, Jasmine, you have one of the most beautiful stories that I've come across, personally, and I know that's what really fuels your success in this industry. Like again, up to now, like Jasmine, I don't think anyone has in my team has beaten like how Jasmine just gets people to Zooms every single week. It's just like so consistent, and that's because she just loves to share this opportunity. So yeah, no, Jasmine, don't worry about yours. You have a beautiful story, and like you said, you just kind of like have to like kind of like craft it depending on who you're trying to reach out to, right? But you're definitely on this journey, Jasmine, and so proud to be doing this with you. So, all
Yeah.
right. Well,
Well, I want to say one thing, Jasmine, you're amazing. But I want you to change that one word. You said, when I go over there, I hope I can build a business. And just say, I will. I am going to find amazing other people. Don't self-doubt yourself. You are amazing. Look what you've accomplished in your life. And you're going to find great people there. There's a reason that you're going to compete in the world championship, is because the world has sent you there to impact other lives in the world. So I'm really, really, really proud. And also what she said, Kim Wee's old college friend, they at leadership, they tell stories. And that's what people remember. What Kim, when she didn't have any money, she had to move in his house. And she had to turn in her car. She was parking her car around the street because around the block so that they wouldn't find her car to repossess it, I guess. But see, those are the stories that people give hope. And so don't ever worry about where you've come from. But anyway, so anyway.
Yep,
all
that's
good.
right.
Thank you.
Janelle?
Yeah, in regards to stories, it's so true, Christine, what you were saying, and Nilbert. So just two quick stories. When I was in my previous platform, I was at my skincare class and I was new, and I made them put the creamy lipstick on as blush because I thought it was, that, but it doesn't matter because I sold $500. It's your excitement. I also had one of my team members, I was at her appointment with her and she was doing her skincare class. And while she was talking, her girdle fell down around her ankles. And guess what? She was still a Cadillac director. it's she didn't miss a beat. She just pulled it right back up. So, it's so true. The stories sell.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And have fun and look real. When you say that about the girl, I'm going to close on this because I talk too much, but I get excited about stories. This has nothing to do with business, but everybody laughs because sometimes people think you're a person, but they have to know that you're really a real person. I was playing cards one day at my country club, and I felt this little. I was playing cards, and I felt this like a little lump in the side of my pants while I was playing cards, and I went, "Well, what was that?" And I thought, well, I always put Kleenex in the side of my zipper, just in case I didn't have any pockets, so I just put it in my waistband. I put the little Kleenex there, and I felt this little lump, and I said, "Oh my gosh, my Kleenex is slipped down there by my leg." And so I reached down to get my Kleenex. I pulled out. I said, "What? Wait a minute. What is this?" And I pulled it up, and it was my underwear. And I went, "What the hell is this?" And everybody at the table laughed hysterically. But what had happened, I guess, in the washing machine, one of my underwears must have got into that particular legging. And so here I was at the card game. I pull up my underwear. I said, "Oh my God." Well, of course, everybody laughed and I laughed too. But stupid things can happen. But don't you know, they've always thought of that as me, as pulling up the underwear. And I'll never know how that happened. But just be authentic and have fun. And if someone's girdle jumps down or you put the wrong makeup on, who cares? Just have fun. And then you look real. And people like you because then they say, "Oh, they're like me." So people want to have fun and laugh. That's just what you have to remember. Okay?
Yeah, something I was going to say is true. As some of the best comedians is because they laugh at their own story.
Yeah.
And that's the same. Some of the best, most of the best speakers, they love to laugh stories. It's funny because sometimes some people have stories, even ourselves, and we're afraid to share it because we think that's ridiculous. But actually, they're part of our life. That's what makes people even more attracted to what you are doing. That's why it's fun. It's fun. An example is in school. When you're in school, usually if a bully is trying to make fun of somebody, if the person take it as a joke, the bully doesn't have more power because the person is not taking it seriously. But that's the same thing. Stories are powerful, and I'm glad we went through that because we have to be ourselves. It's funny, something that I was going to say. I was saying it yesterday in one of the calls that I had. Many times when you talk normally, like I'm talking now, or Christine, and many of you are talking now, and then as soon as a person goes into a presentation, they change totally. The voice changes. Well, let me tell you right now, but you become somebody else. You say, "What? This guy is possessed." It's very important to always be the same way that you are talking to somebody is the same way that you are going to be on stage or doing a presentation. People like that. No, because as soon as you transform, the defense or the wall comes up and the other person say, what is happening here?
Exactly.
Yep. All right. Well, I think that's what we have today. I'm going to turn it over back to you, George, to close it up. I think we have a lot of we have Empowerment Tuesday today, so definitely get your folks to attend that. Of course, Wellness Wednesday tomorrow. I know we have several other events going on throughout the week, so definitely get everyone prospects and your team on this event. George, over to you.
No, thank you very much. And this is recorded for those of you. I already actually posting again the YouTube channel. That when you go there, that's the link for this recording, this morning training. Thank you very much, everybody, and we see you tomorrow. Thank you.